Hello and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your driver, Spencer. Sitting shotgun is Breck. And this week, we're the podcast asking the important questions. Like, are hospitals breeding grounds for spirits and reapers? Are family troubles only resolved from beyond the grave? And can Season 2 be even better than Season 1? This is Be Afraid of the Dark.
And it already is.
And is it? Do you feel that way?
No, this is just one of my...
one episode in. Wait, let's pump the brakes a little.
Actually, no, this is just one of my favorite episodes of the entire show.
It is a very good one. So to do our kickoff, Season 2, Episode 1, In My Time of Dying, written
Named
by
after
Eric
Led Zeppelin
Kripke, directed by Kim Manners. What was that?
Named after a Led Zeppelin song.
Well, there we go.
That
Isn't
was
that
more
awesome?
to myself than anything, sorry.
No, this is the fact-finding missions we need to go on.
I am on boots on the ground to
Yeah.
figure out what these there's actually a lot of episodes named after Led Zeppelin songs.
Well, of course, there
they're
has
like,
to
we
be.
can't get the rights to these, but we're just going to name the episode after them and call it a night.
It's a great idea.
It's kind of smart. You have to think about it that way. It's expensive.
Oh, it's so expensive.
It's expensive.
Music is crazy. Anyway, so we are in Season 2. Is there any overall season things you're excited about? Or Season 2 is one of the best seasons.
One of the best seasons.
Season 2 might honestly be the best season. Season 2 or 3, I think.
It has another one of my favorite musical moments in this season.
Can't wait. Don't spoils.
I won't. Of course
Don't
not.
spoils, Becky.
No spoils. And of course, the resolution of this season is
Fantastic.
insane.
Yeah.
This season has one of my favorite recurring characters for the season anyway. I don't think she comes back after.
Yeah.
But shout out to our girl, Catherine Isabel.
Honestly, this is Catherine Isabel is kind of the beginning of the reoccurring supernatural characters. Season 1 doesn't really have any.
No.
Other than like John in that role, but that doesn't exactly count.
Yeah. And then we got, Bobby this episode.
But Bobby becomes absolute. I believe Bobby was just supposed to be like a one-off character, and they're like,
you imagine?
we like you too much, Bob. Come on.
And which you can tell he's supposed to be a one-off character because his name is Robert Singer,
Yeah.
like their guy, and they're like,
Yeah.
ugh. It's a very much a Johnny Sims naming his character Jonathan Sims in the Magnus Archives.
This episode also is a funny nod to Kripke.
Paging Dr. Kripke.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Anyway, I think I'm very excited. There's several episodes coming up very soon that I have not revisited ever. I don't think, but they're burned into my brain, so I can't wait.
No, this is. I'm just hype. We obviously had like kind of a month there where we didn't watch any Supernatural, and like kind of every day I'm now like, well, where's my
Supernatural?
Where's my nightly Supernatural episode? What the hell? Where'd it go? So. Yeah, it's just been, and of course, like, it's been really great, like, you guys' response to everything, and, like, Season 1, we've been really, really enjoying it, enjoying talking to you guys in the comments.
Yeah,
really
keep it up. Tell your friends. Get your friends into Supernatural. My brother started watching it, not because of this show, just because he needed a show, but I'm going to take it. It's a win for me.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all say, a win is a win.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go. This is the only episode we're covering. The pilots and closings, and then various ones in the middle will be, like, their own thing. But let's jump right in to In My Time of Dying. This episode opens exactly where Season 1 left off.
Kind of incredible.
However, do you remember the song that plays in the last time on Supernatural? What song was it?
Oh, I haven't started the Season 2 playlist yet, unfortunately.
Oh, darn. Anyway, the song that plays there is cool. The catch-up is cool. Jumping us into Season 2. Don't you remember when shows would do like last time on this, because it was a full year and that was all you had, and TV was not...
There was a summer off before that they had got to watch this.
TV wasn't overly easy to find now. Anyway, so this picks up right where we left off. The car, the Impala, the baby.
Moon Rising.
Bad Moon Rising, thank you. Okay, so Bad Moon Rising is playing. The demon who hit them, who's possessed the semi-truck driver, gets out of the car and he walks around to the Impala.
And rips the door off.
Rips the door straight off into what is just a fantastic reveal. Sam is our only one still conscious, and he's got the Colt in his hand pointed. So when the door rips off, the Colt is just like pointed at him like that. It's like cowboy style, low and
so
casual, because Sam can't lift his arm.
Again, when people think that Sam is like the soft boy brother, ooh, I'm like, you guys have no idea. That man has anger issues out his ass.
Yeah,
that man is ready to throw down at any given second.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. But they get this great thing, and he's like, leave or whatever, and the demon's like, you only got one. You're saving that bullet for someone else, is what he says. And Sam's response is just, want to bet?
Like,
and you're like, oh, and he like cocks it, and you're like, Samuel.
Sam. It's I love when a man looks like a wounded animal.
Yeah, truly. And then we get, I love that demon folded immediately. He was like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. I'm out of here.
That's how fast their reputation has already traveled. Is they're like, maybe don't fuck with that.
Yeah, they
one.
do tend to shoot us, don't they?
They're
Anyway,
a little shoot first, ask questions later kind of fellas.
Yeah, we get great demon smoke here.
Yeah, this was a really cool.
It feels like liquid.
Yeah,
almost.
it's like weirdly. It reminded me a lot of in Jennifer's Body when she like pukes up all the weird stuff.
Yeah,
and it has this like weird metallic motion about it.
Yeah, it like floats and then just zips off into the night sky.
It's awesome, good stuff.
And we get this great transition with the moon. Where it like transitions to Sam screaming, "Dad, wake up, Dean, Dean!" And it like the moon transitions into a helicopter spotlight, coming down and like airlifting them out. This episode is directed so weird.
In a very cool way. But
in a way that
very out of the norm.
In a way that I like. Kim Manners just did something super different. And I think that's by nature of this episode being basically just talking. They were like, let's try to find some cool creative things we can do. And, we'll give Dean, who's in a coma, we find out pretty immediately. Let's give him a subplot to go down that's like emotional. But, it's interesting. But as Sam's being carted away, he's like, are they okay? And he's like, you can't move, sir. And he's like, are they even alive? And hard cut to the hospital.
He's having the worst day of his entire life right now.
Well, imagine being the only one who tanked that hit,
Yeah, and you're like, whoa. I also think, too, about the truck driver in this who obviously gets depossessed and is like, oh my God.
Did I do this?
Yeah,
what did I do? Yeah. It's so sad.
Demons could not give less of a shit about anybody.
And then, we get to the hospital and Dean gets out of bed. He's got, what is, I think, probably the most comfortable outfit Jensen is ever going to wear in the show.
Yeah.
Basically just his pajamas.
It's awesome.
He gets
couple days on set.
Yeah, he gets to be barefoot. It's, he just gets to hang out. But he's got a big old stitched up cut on his forehead, and he gets out and he walks around. He's like, he walks up to the nurse at the desk and he's like, ma'am, I need to find, I came in here with my brother and my dad. Where are they? Completely ignores him, doesn't know what's going on.
He like snaps in her face.
Yeah, literally snapping in her face. She doesn't get it. She doesn't hear him. Dean figures out really quickly because he walks around into his room and sees his body in the bed with like an intubator in, and he's fully in a coma. And Sam shows up and talking to the doctor, and the doctor basically keys him in that his brother's not okay.
Yeah, like they use a specific word where Dean has like a giant brain bleed.
Yeah.
Or something. Like Dean is fucked up. Like more than like somehow John and I don't know how it was that John and Sam ended up finding that, and Dean's like but it I don't care.
Well, Dean also got the worst of it beforehand.
That's true. I forgot that he'd also gotten his shit rocked
the yellow-eyed demons.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. See, this is why you need last time on.
Yeah, truly. Also, we should add, I skipped over a little bit, the new season title card is awesome this season.
Yeah. Our what's the word? Discs for season 1 did not give us the little like weird whatever like little background noise like title card. Like we didn't get those. Did it?
In every episode, yeah. Maybe not every episode, but yeah, you got them. They're
a girl who did not pay attention to that.
They're in there.
Wow. Season 2 one's great.
Yeah, the season 2 one's like this big flaming plume with a pentagram.
It's sick.
And it's awesome. Anyway, Sam is told, your father's awake, you can go talk to him if you want. And he's like, is my brother okay? Brother's not. He's in a coma. If he wakes up is when they'll find out what to do. And Dean is standing there in a, liminal space kind of way. And he's essentially like, screw you, Doc, I'm waking up.
Yeah.
Right? Which is like, I think the epitome of the Winchester brothers in that they're like forces of nature almost more than people.
100%. And I love to, and I have to admit that Dean is living kind of my dream life here. Like for a little bit. I don't know if this is probably something wrong with me, but it's like I feel like everybody at least once has been like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall.
That's
and
true.
like be sick and be like, okay, now come confess at my bedside everything you love about me. Quickly. Tell me everything you've ever wanted. Like kind of my dream, unfortunately.
I understand that. Yeah. It's a fun thing.
Also, Sam looks really beautiful in this episode despite being covered in scratches and everything, because I did take down the note and I said this out loud and then you told me to write it down. Slaying fits, serving looks. The family business. Because again, 3 of the most beautiful broken men you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. They really, yes, they are. There's also this great bit where Dean, he says, screw you, Doc, I'm waking up. And he also goes, Sam, find some voodoo priest to lay down some mojo on me.
And then Sam repeats that word for word to John.
I love that like brother connection where it's like
so funny.
because I you could headcanon it that was the first like push Dean made into interacting. I had canon that they just know each other so well
that that's just the way
and he's
they
thinking
speak.
about Dean, so that's how he's going to speak in the moment.
Dean wants me to go find a hoodoo priest to lay down some mojo on him, and you're like, of course, many such cases.
So then he's, Sam is talking to John, and we get kind of, a little baby argument here, wherein we don't know where Dean is yet. I get a little baby argument where they're essentially like, oh, we're going to find somebody, but we might not for Dean.
Yeah.
And then he immediately asks about the cult, and of course that brings up the drama between John and Sam. Sam's like, you're still only after that. Your son's dying, and you're only after, And then John gives it back to him in what I, view as a semi-valid response, in that he's like, I thought you and I were in this together, you wanted,
I thought you were as ill as me about this.
Yeah, essentially, I say valid argument. It's not a valid argument, but what it is just like I understand that, because that would make me angry too if like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, we find out Bobby is coming up to tow the destroyed Impala away.
Rest in peace, our beautiful girl.
The cult is in the lockbox trunk that we're assuming still works.
Yeah.
John sends him off to go get clear out the trunk.
Sends him with a list of stuff that he needs Bobby to get him as well.
And so, that happens. And then we get one of my favorite shots in the show thus far, I think, and this is what this episode's directing does, is it's a lot of like one shot turns into a different shot.
Yes.
Vaguely.
It's very cool.
Yeah, vaguely Spielberg-esque in its inspiration, at least. That's what he does all the time, is he kind of like a wide shot turns into a close-up turns into an over-the-shoulder turns back into a wide shot all in one. It's called the Spielberg Master.
Oh.
It's like a master shot is like the main. So anyway, Spielberg's the master of that. He's the best at it.
Amen.
This episode has a lot of that kind of thing in a smaller scale. Again, it's all conversation, so I really commend Kim Manners for coming in and being like, I want to try making this really interesting. There's a really good oneer later in the episode. Anyway, but the shot is Sam. I
didn't even notice there was a oneer later in the episode.
Yeah, it's great. That's why it's so good, is you don't really catch on. And it's not that long, but they do the one big camera move with like somebody coming in and out of frame on a spin. It's really cool. Anyway, Dean is standing in the corner. Sam walks away, reveals him, and we rack focused him. And Sam has just asked John, do you know what this is? Do you know what he wants with me and the other?
Demon means by like me and the other children like me.
Yeah, and John's like, I really don't. I'm sorry. And so Sam leaves because he, at that point, I think, is too broken to really catch it. And Dean's like in the corner sulking. He's like, I wrote down, well, you sure know something.
Yeah.
Right? Dean is in the afterlife clocking it.
Dean's like, fuck you mean you're lying in Sam's face. All John does this entire episode is play in Sam's face. Pisses me off so bad.
It is, yeah.
And I know, obviously, like obviously there's no season of television without the things that are being set up in this episode, but I'm still like, how dare you lie, Sam? How dare you?
Well, in the same way that the pilot is really effective in setting up the whole series, I think this is really effective in setting up the season.
Oh,
like
100%.
I feel like if I had never seen this before, I know exactly what at least what the first arc of the season will be.
Absolutely.
It's really good about that. But anyway, we cut to out of the hospital. At the wreckage yard, Bobby and Sam are with the Impala, and Bobby's essentially like, let's just sell it for scrap. Like,
I'm like, don't you ever say that shit again to me, Bobby.
Which is basically what Sam says.
And it's clear, too, in this conversation, and it's a nice bit of writing that I enjoyed, is that clearly Sam is equating the Impala with Dean.
Yeah.
And it's like... if there's only one working part, that's enough.
It's one of my favorite lines of the episode. Again, it encapsulates the Winchester's idea of hope. Of like, if there's anything, if I can dig one fingernail in, I'm going to fight back. And I really like that. And then, but just that monologue very short line. But yeah, if there's only one working part, that's enough. And again, great line, very succinct way to describe the Winchesters, and exactly like you said,
their
Sam's
specific brain illness. Yeah.
And
then he gives Bobby the list, and this is another one of my favorite parts of this. Bobby loves telling on John.
He does. He's sitting there like nothing.
Oh, that
anyway,
man lied to you. Well, let me tell you what's up.
And before we get the answer to that little mystery, because we still don't know, we cut to Dean. John is now in Dean's room sitting with him, And he's just sitting there looking at him.
Yeah.
And Dean is sitting there like essentially begging and pleading with his dad to do something. He's like, do you even care that I'm lying there dying? Call somebody, do something.
You haven't lifted a finger. And you're like,
he's so confused about what's going on. And one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the episode.
You're like, because especially I think.
And not much different from their waking life.
Yeah, not much different from their waking life at all. And if you've paid attention thus far, I think you can start to figure out exactly why John hasn't been calling anybody because he already has a plan.
Yeah.
Of what's going on. Yeah, like.
We go from that wrapping up to a nurse down the hall dying, and Dean hears her and nobody else does. So he goes out and she's like convulsing on the floor, having a heart attack, I presume, or a brain aneurysm or something. And Dean just watches helpless. Like he's trying to get people to come help and he can't. A very tragic thing for a character like Dean Winchester to be totally helpless.
Guy who cannot stop helping ever or he'll die. Yeah. He's like a shark.
Yeah, totally. And it's really pretty great.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good.
And especially because like I don't know. We'll get into it more later with like kind of what happens with the resolution of him at the end of this episode. But this is one of my favorite Dean centric episodes, period.
Yeah.
So, and then before we move on from this conversation, the part of that conversation where Dean is yelling at his dad from beyond that really made me sad is, I mean, what the hell kind of father are you?
Yeah.
It's like
saying the thing he could never actually say to his face.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, which is the part that breaks my heart is Dean would never yell at John like this.
No. Sam gets back and Sam calls him. He's like, you're still hunting that thing.
Dean is dying and you have a plan.
Yeah. And so it's this big, huge moment. And Dean is in the background just like, guys, let's not do this.
Yeah.
Like he's doing what he always does, which is try to mitigate the fight. And oh man, this episode is so heartbreaking in really small ways where it's like, that's not a big emphasis as Dean in the background until it is.
Yeah.
But Dean is like, please don't do this. Please don't do this. And finally he loses it and he swats at the glass on the
John's
bed.
like table.
Yeah. And it flies off and crashes and both of them make eye contact and they look down and then Dean just looks up and goes, dude, I full on Swayze that mother. Jensen, the king of the double take, quick look up thing, and delivering just a great line. It's so
good. Much needed comedic relief in the middle of this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jensen, for your work.
And then we go pretty much immediately from that really funny moment into Ghost Dean, starts feeling like something's wrong, and all the doctors, and he rushes out to his room. Sam rushes out. Dean, all the doctors and nurses are working on Dean's real body, and Sam watching helpless in the doorway is one of the most heartbreaking things in the whole show, I think. It's tragic.
It's just
Again, we talk about it all the time. Sam is so good at Jared specifically. His performance is so good at like the puppy dog thing.
Oh, he's so good. I was literally about to say Jared is so good at playing like a wounded dog.
Yeah, like I think that is his best acting across the series. Is like those moments. And we watched a special feature for season 1 about the casting of them, and he's like, Jared is just so soulful. Like that's the thing about him that makes him work is as Sam Winchester, he does have quite a soul to it. It's really good.
100%.
And then Dean sees something on top of him. An apparition of spirits.
Yes.
It's pretty indistinct. And he's spotted this once or twice before.
Yes. He saw someone else experience or something like that.
He saw the ghost running around.
Yes.
And he runs in and he grabs it and he rips it off his body and then he stabilizes.
Yeah.
And so that is, he gives a really good line in the hallway. He's like, don't you worry, Sammy. I'm going to find this thing because I can touch it. If I can touch it, I can kill it. Great.
Epitome of his life outlook, as well as if I can touch it, if it bleeds, I can kill it. Like,
yeah. This episode is also hard to recant just because it is just a bunch of room. There's not like set pieces.
It was just a bunch of people in rooms talking.
Yeah.
That was my Jake Paul impersonation of watching Oppenheimer.
Oh my God.
Also, this is a random kind of note, but I wrote it down around here. Is that the SFX for everyone's injuries in this episode are like really great. The SFX for everyone's injuries in this episode are really great. I love, there's a couple shots where you can just see this very faint scar in John's face that I really enjoy. Like, anyways, that's just something they always get right in this show is that I just think everyone's injuries look believable and good.
I also think the Ghost Reaper effects are like dated but good in this episode.
Yeah.
So the CGI too. Anyway, John's always telling a half truth because he essentially talks Sam off.
Yeah.
Of being mad at him, and it's what John does. But he's like, I promise you, whatever he says. Like, I have Dean's best interest at heart. I'm not hunting this thing, and it's like, okay, he's summoning it to do something different.
Yeah, I have exactly all John does is lie in everyone's face.
Yeah. Then we get this moment where Ghost Dean, realizes he's hearing somebody that no one else can see. They talk. They kind of form this thing, and she kind of essentially talks about fate. Mm-hmm. And he's immediately like, well, that's crap. You always have a choice.
Yeah.
You know? And again, it's that Dean Winters thing. Dean hates fate. Yeah. He hates destiny. He doesn't believe in it.
Not interested in it and wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah. We get paging Dr. Kripke here.
It's so funny.
And they run in and there's somebody dying and Dean can't save them and he's too late. And again, that thing kind of brushed through that a little bit. And then we get Sam coming in with the Ouija board. Awesome. He's like, you'll probably make fun of me for this, but it's I think you're here and we can talk to each other this way. So
this is one of my favorite scenes of the whole show.
This is the oneer.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's like spinning around him. It'll spin around and Dean's not there, and then it spins around again and Dean is there, and then it spins around and he's gone, and then it cuts. But kind of going up and down from them to the board. It's a really great piece of filmmaking. But Dean's response to having to do this is like, God, I feel like I'm at a slumber party. Really funny. Yeah, so then I just noted the oneer over the board, really cool, really like that.
I love that it actually works too, and like it's such a fun, cool, like, I don't know, like it's just a fun, like they don't really bring up Ouija boards all that often in this show. Like it's not really like a thing that like is acknowledged much, so it's just fun. It's like he's not like going to try, he's like, can I get an EVP from Dean? He's like, the Ouija board.
Yeah. Great stuff.
And Dean gets off a really great line here too when they're chatting and he's like figured out, oh, it's a Reaper, and it's like we can't like stop it because it's here of its own accord. Like this isn't a faith healer situation where it's a, you know, it's like being used. It's just, it's doing its job. It's what it's supposed to do. And Dean says, yeah, you can't kill death. Yeah.
That means nothing now.
Anyways.
Anyway, we also know go ahead.
Sorry, just that Sam also has a line in this where he says, Dad'll know what to do.
I was just about to bring up, they're both scared kids, always believing that John can save them, right? So he does that, but then there's also this great moment where Dean says, thanks for not giving up on me, Sammy. And that's what I love too, even more than the John thing, is I just love that they believe in each other.
Yeah.
And then they're not willing to walk away from it, and that while they still do like rely on John to save them, they have faith in one another first. 100%. You know, they're scared kids because they're repressed and have lived the life they've lived, but they believe in one another to watch each other's backs. Anyway, good stuff. John's gone. John is in the like boiler room. And let me tell you,
so funny.
I love a sigil and a ritual. He's etching stuff in the ground in chalk, and he's lighting a candle and dropping it in and lighting it on fire and speaking in Latin.
Because why the hell is no one checking on this boiler room?
Why would somebody?
How can a patient sneak off and go to the boiler room?
He's John Winchester.
I guess that's true.
Anyway, I love a ritual. I love this scene. And then a janitor, presumably, shows up. And I wish I looked up that actor's name. I think he's really good in this part.
He's really good. He's who I always think of as like the yellow-eyed demon in my head. I don't know if he continues to be played.
Does.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
He's been it pretty much constantly.
Okay, is that him on our board too as well? Okay, that's what I thought.
Janitor grabs John's shoulder. He turns around. He's like, you can't be down here. Come on. And he walks off, and John's like, how stupid do you think I am? Demon turns around. It's the yellow-eyed demon. John pulls out the Colt and clicks it.
Two demon lackeys like come out of the shadows.
Stand by John. And he's they start discussing what is going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, you could always shoot me. And he kind of bobbles. He has a great energy in this role, the yellow-eyed demon character or actor does. And we get John essentially saying, I want to make a deal. Mm-hmm. And then we move on to a really emotional scene of Jared in Dean's room, and he gives the line. It's a really good little speech he gives, but the line that I think about is, we were just starting to be brothers again. And you're like, I think I'm going to throw up and cry.
It's that, and you can't leave me here alone with Dad. We'll kill each other.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so heartbreaking. It's like, yeah. And then, okay, so we get that. It's a really great moment, but the deal they're making is John will trade the Colt and the bullet for Dean's life if he can bring Dean back and make him okay. And they kind of go back and forth, and he's like, the yellow demon's like, I don't. You want the Colt more than you care about Dean. He's like, yeah, Dean's not much of a threat. Mm-hmm. Mark that down. he's like, Dean's not much of a threat, but he did kill some people very important to me, right?
Yeah.
We last season when he pulled the trigger on that demon, it was the Yellow-Eyed Demon's son.
Yeah.
Right, and we talked a lot about the parallels there.
Yes.
But I think
still need to sweeten the pot.
Yeah, we still need to sweeten the pot.
That line delivery is like burned into my brain. I don't know why, but it's probably because I rewatched this episode like 5,000 times. I love this episode. But yeah, that Yellow-Eyed Demon actor, I wish we'd looked up his name because he's amazing.
Yeah.
We'll know next week. It's fine.
Yeah. So I think that's really great. When you sweeten the pot, but they essentially have a deal, and essentially you're saying it's all good. And then we find out, and we have found out a scene or two ago, that the woman that Dean runs into is the Reaper, and the Reapers can kind of manipulate human perception within this like liminal space. So she's kind of revealing, and Dean's like, I'm not going to go, and she's just trying to talk to him and talk him into moving on to this, because she said, this, you'll be here for decades, and that will probably drive you mad and turn you into a vengeful spirit. It's like that's where they come from.
She gets off two of my favorite lines of this episode, one of which is, you saw my true form and it flipped out. Kind of hurts a girl's feelings. Yeah. Which is very funny to me. And then Dean, how do you think angry spirits are born? Yeah. Like, it's this very, I don't know, like the only other Reaper we saw was like this voiceless, like angry creature that was like really pissed off about being used and didn't say anything. So it's really cool to have this kind of continuation of like, no, Reapers can talk to you if they want to. Like, they're not just like these creepy figures. They can be like, hey, like, I'm not trying to hurt you. This has already happened. This is just what's happening. Like, I'm just trying to guide you. And then the other thing I like is when she's talking to him and like trying to convince him to like move on. And he's like, well, what comes after? And she's like, sorry, can't give away the big punchline, which is just another, there's a lot of really beautiful. And then when she's talking to him, like, do you know how many soldiers I've plucked from the battlefield? Like they like,
your war is over. Yeah, Dean's like, I'm in a war right now. My family needs me. Really good, really tragic, but that doesn't end up happening. The Yellow-Eyed Demon possesses the Reaper, and what is a really cool scene. She's like, you can't do this in it. But by the way, possessing a Reaper is dirty work, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love also the way he's like, I can't do it, but I know someone who can. Yeah. And it begs the question, can demons possess anything?
Anything weak enough to allow it, right? Like, I don't think they could possess, I won't say that. We won't talk about that.
But like, could they possess a werewolf? Could they possess a vampire? Like, do we think this is a thing that could happen?
Maybe.
I don't know. Kripke, can you write in and just tell us if that's a thing that you ever thought about?
Well, we need to remember that the Yellow-Eyed Demon is particularly strong.
This is also true.
That is an important thing to know.
I love to also when she turned, today's your lucky day, kid.
Yeah, the yellow-eyed contacts are so gross.
They're so gross. They look like snake eyes.
And they would look like cracked almost. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Shoots out of bed, waking up, fully fine.
Yes.
Sam is there. He's like, what the hell's going on? So they have this moment, and then we kind of cut to a commercial break or whatever, and the doctor's saying, I don't know what happened. He's fine. Like, there's nothing.
It's literally a miracle.
Yeah. And then Dean's kind of like, I don't remember anything, but there's this pit in my stomach, man. Something's not right. Yeah. And then John shows up, and Sam immediately starts laying into him like, where were you? Yeah. And I love this scene because John does not come back at him with any sort of sass. He's just like, Can we not fight? Essentially, he's like, we're always
half
button
the time
head.
We're fighting. I don't know what we're fighting.
Yeah, we're just button heads, right? And I think that's really such a great moment. Yeah, because this was part of the deal is that we find out in a scene that John traded his soul and his life and the cult for Dean to be okay. Yeah, and he needed to see him, so he gets to have one little conversation with him. So he says that to Sam. Sam calms down. He kind of gets it. He's like, can you go get me some caffeine? Yeah. And Sam leaves, and John just looks at Dean and just gives, what a great monologue he gives.
So great.
But he essentially is just like, all this, he doesn't apologize, but he's like, all this stuff I put on you, and you never complained once. Yeah. You did it. You were,
And I'm like, oh, so you remember?
Yeah, heartbreaking. And then he essentially, he goes from that into, he's like, I'm so proud of you. And we talked about this last season of like, that's how Dean knew that it wasn't John. And this, he's like, is this really you? As his response, as his actual, man, they have such a dark past.
And the thing that really upsets me here too is in his final moments with both of his sons, he takes the time to apologize to Dean and tell him he's proud of him. But Sam, he's just like, stop fighting with me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, you have no, but then of course there are things we'll figure it all out. We'll figure out why the relationship is so complicated in this way in a little bit. But
I also think that scene with Sam, he has one last job to do. You know what I mean? He's got to get Sam out of the room so he can tell Dean what he has to tell him, which we don't know yet, and we remember, but we won't spoil.
Yeah, we won't spoil it.
So it's tough. It's like it's a tough scene to handle. He gets through this and he leans into Dean's ear and whispers to him. We don't know what he says, but the look on Dean's face means this is serious and it's potentially very bad.
Jensen's face acting in this scene in particular, like when it cuts back to him and his expression hasn't really changed, but his eyes are like glassy.
Yes, yeah. Well, so then we get that and we kind of move on, and Sam is coming back with the coffee. And he looks in the room and everything kind of slows and he sees John and he just like, he stares at him and he just literally, he doesn't like move and drop the coffee. I love that. It's such a weird move because he just drops the coffee and then runs, and we cut to this like on the floor shot
of him like screaming over.
Well, of the coffee cup landing. Super weird, right? Like it lands fine, the lid pops off, coffee goes over, but it's standing up. It's kind of like the shoe in Nope where it's like just something off
That's
about it.
It's a bad miracle. You got a word for that?
Yeah, so it's this weird thing, and he rushes in and drops down, and he's holding his dad, and he's totally distraught, and cut to black.
And then I turn to Spencer and I go, there was a big post on Supernatural Tumblr where it was that mirrored with Simba standing over Mufasa's body from the Lion King.
Yeah, but it's just like, it is such a good ending to an episode.
Such a good ending.
Right? Because we realize what sweeten the pot means, and we realize this, but there's so many questions left answered, and we're like, okay, well, where do we go from here? They lost the cult. The car's destroyed. Dad's gone.
Yeah.
Dean's just getting out of the hospital. We're both hurt.
The demon's on the loose. Yeah. We don't know where he is.
What do we do? We don't know what his plan is. What do we do next? Sets up season 2 so well.
It's so great. And the way the episode ends, too, is really haunting of them like calling John's death over black, and then the credits just fade in. You don't get anything. It's just, and he's dead.
Yeah. And we will note now that is important. There was not a Sam or Dean kill this episode.
Yes.
So Sam and Dean, our scoreboard, we won't even flash it this episode. But
starting off on a rough note, fellas.
Yeah, Dean won last season, but currently we're 0-0.
Yes. It could be Sam's year.
It could be Sam's year. We don't know. Anyway, stuff we missed before we go into some of our best ofs.
No, I think I hit everything that I needed to hit. I'm vamping. But no, like I said, this has just been one of my favorite episodes forever. I really enjoyed this episode. Like you said, I think it really perfectly sets up season 2. And, I won't spoil anything. Season 2, I actually remember quite a fair amount more of than I think some later seasons.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I probably rewatched these first 3 seasons like 200 times.
I remember the first 5 seasons pretty well.
Yeah.
A lot of the specifics I don't remember, but season 2 has several episodes that are like burned into my brain.
Yeah.
And I've kind of avoided looking too far ahead. Like I did the set up our spreadsheet and all this stuff with all the episode info so long ago that like I've kind of forgotten what comes when. So I'm like excited to like the next episode, one of the ones burned into my brain. I remember that next episode vividly. And when I read the title, you'll know which one it is. All right, so if we got everything, this is a very emotional episode.
Very emotional.
It is. I like that they started the season with such a small episode. There's not even really a case. Like, they kind of have a subplot where there's one going on, but it's really more of like a misdirect.
It's more of an aftermath, picking up the pieces kind of episode.
And it's great. I think it's a fantastic way to start your season. Okay, best line. What do you got? I have...
And it was a hard one. There were a lot of great lines in this episode, but for me, I went the emotional route and we were just starting to be brothers again.
That's mine.
Look at us, honey.
That line is heartbreaking, and Jared delivers it with such earnestness. It's truly a genuinely painful. I mean, this episode's filled with them. We're just starting to be brothers again.
My honorable mention is, dude, I full on Swayze that mother.
If there's only one working part, then that's enough. Is also enough. A great one.
Yeah.
All right, best kill. There's technically 2-3 kills in this episode.
Yeah.
But the one that we're going to count.
It's John.
It's John's death. Does it classify as a kill? I don't know. We don't see anything. We just see the aftermath. However, it's the most emotionally impactful. It's a big moment. It's a huge moment, and we really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're orphans now. Sad.
Yeah.
Big if true.
Big if true, dude. Any other thoughts before
No, tee us up for next week, honey.
All right. So you have 1 week to watch 2 episodes of television and report back here. And those episodes are season 2, episode 2, Everybody Loves Clowns.
Oh my God, yes.
Everybody Loves a Clown, I apologize. And then season 2, episode 3, which is Bloodlust, which I vaguely remember.
Already?
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown.
Okay, I was about to say, isn't it the Sterling K. Brown one?
When I see Sterling K. Brown in anything, and I'm like, you were on Supernatural.
If Sterling K. I do the same thing. If Sterling K. Brown isn't enough to get you into watching this show, then I don't know what else is. But
Emmy award-winning actor.
Yeah,
Didn't he win an Emmy? He's won an Emmy.
I don't know. I'm sure.
I don't know. For This Is Us, I think it's whatever.
So you have 1 week to do that. And between now and then, you know what you have to do. You got to get your journal. You got to watch some TV. You got to hit the road. But remember, you know what's out there. Be afraid of the dark.